You ain't ready for that shit. Hey, it seemed easy, right? But we're gonna have some cook up battles, right? It seemed easy. Everybody like to critique that shit. I know it seemed like it's easy to do, but we gonna see what's up. Salutes to the producers, man. You ain't ready for that shit. Yo, hey, salutes to everybody. Hey, mute up, guys. Salutes to everybody in the chat room. Come on, man, y'all. Let's go ahead and hop on with our backgrounds muted. Mike's ready to go. Salutes to y'all. How y'all doing, man?
Salutes, bro. Salutes.
Love the new track there. Was that a new one?
Oh yeah, I got a whole new lineup that I'm finishing up. I got to put a little mix and arrangement and stuff on them.
And that's awesome. The low end was awesome on that.
Oh yeah, I appreciate that, Tim, for sure.
Are you gonna put it out as an album or something? I know you do the beats.
Yeah,
but all are you putting up any albums?
Well, you know what? All of these gonna be on a lease for lease, but I need to do albums though with just instrumentals. That would be kind of dope. They used to do that in my day. I ought to bring that shit back, cause in my day we used to buy these mixtapes with none but all the songs that was hot at the moment, the instrumentals, and we would get high and freestyle on them motherfuckers all day. They used to just have instrumental beat tapes and shit with just all of the instrumentals of that time that was hot and shit, all the songs.
Hey, bro, I want you to do my city a favor, right? And this shit about to be powerful. Type in Akron Police Department shoots man 60 times, right? This happened on the 27th.
Talking about
right?
Jalen Walker.
Right, yeah,
Jalen Walker.
That shit happened exactly around the corner from me. But I think we need to get that out there for real, because this ain't no psyop. Because I'm right there, so I know it. I ain't looking into what I get off YouTube. I'm really right here, and that really was the dude. And them numbers still really say them numbers, and it's fucking with my head. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right. Yeah, shot him over 60 times.
Yeah, they shot 90 shots, hit him 60 times while he was running away, bro.
And
and our police, I ain't gonna even lie, our police don't even get down like that. That was so rare, man. It was like it's something different. It was something different, man.
Hey, drop. And salute to everybody on the panel. You know, I'm here in St. Louis, and I was here when the whole Mike Brown thing happened. And I seen the video. I'm pretty sure they go try to say him running away in the car was like some type of weapon. That's what they do. They say that was like a weapon.
No, that's cool, but listen to this, Bobby. His wife, his fiance, right? She get in a car accident and die on the same date, the month prior, right? So cool. He riding around. When he jump out the car and take off running and they shooting, they find a gun and a magazine and his wedding ring, his engagement ring next, like laid perfectly on the seat. It's like kind of weird, but it's like what happened to your fiance. I mean, it's ironic that your fiance died and 30 days later you get killed by the police. Your fiance died in a car accident 30 days prior. So it's like this shit, bro, the universe is insane. That's all I'm saying. Cause I don't know. I ain't about to I know it's real. That's all I'm saying. And it's different now. All this other stuff, I'll be like, whatever, man. Was that a psyop? What, you know what I'm saying? But when it hit home, it's a little different, bro. It's a little different, man.
What you thinking? What you thinking, bro? What's on your mind about that?
I'm thinking, no, me, I'm thinking all the way all the way spaced out. I'm thinking more or less like, was this some type of ritual? And I don't even want to take that path. That's why I want other people to break it down. I just want people to get attention to this shit because I know good and goddamn well. Here's the only thing that I got a problem with. They got a still frame of him hopping out the car, right? But he got on one of them masks, right? You know them ones that you pull over your face.
The
where your eyes
COVID-19
just
block
showing.
of eye. The block of eye.
No, the one, yeah, where your eyes just showing. But on
Yo,
this
the
day,
female.
it
Ski
was like
mask,
90
ski mask.
degrees, bro. But it was like 90 degrees on this day. Why do you got that on?
That's what all these
Understand
little
That's
why
the
young
they
niggas
style.
care,
do.
That's
bro.
the style.
They
That's
still
the
wear that shit in
style.
Chicago right now when it's 90 degrees.
That's the
Some
style.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what it is. That's fucked.
That's
So
a
they murdered these.
post-COVID disease right there. That's a post-COVID disease. Nobody is giving up the block of eye in the hood. Nobody.
You
So
know they passed a law in Ohio too. You know they passed a law in Ohio on June 15. Everybody was allowed to open carry without a license or anything. So it might be something like that against, you know what I mean, the gun.
That's part of it. I believe.
Hey,
I
but
believe
bro,
that
you
that's
can
part of it.
actually pull it up, and they show the 90 shot. They
I
show
believe
dude
that
on
that's
the
part of
ground,
it.
and they not even restricting it off YouTube. I got like 2 videos up on it.
Oh
Look,
no, it's all over the internet.
One police
It's all
officer
over the
that fired
but
90
listen,
shots.
bro, people need to see this, bro, because when he on the ground, after he on the ground, you get at least 9 seconds of shots. Like pop, 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 pop. He on the ground. Now when you on the ground, now you hear pop, 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 pop for 9 seconds. The shit sounded like fireworks. It sounded exactly like firecrackers,
It
bro.
was
And
one
I'm like,
police
bro,
officer though.
Hey, can I ask you a
I don't
question, Drop?
know.
And I'm being for real. Did they find the gun on him, or did he jump out with the gun on him?
No, they found the gun and his wedding ring inside the car. But dig this.
What was the
When
whole
they found the gun, the
backstory to them
magazine,
even
hold on,
getting on
dig
him?
this. Dig this. The magazine was next to the gun on the side of the car he jumped out of. So he jumped out the passenger side with the gun, the clip, and his wedding ring is placed perfectly. As he jump out and start running, they say stop, stop. So he outrun the what's that called? The taser. He outrun that and it don't hit him. Soon as the taser don't hit him, they just get the dump. Bow, 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 boom. So when he down on the ground, they go back. So I'm thinking, was the gun planted? Was it gun? How
What
was
was
the
the reason
gun
that
laid
they
so
Well,
chased him?
it don't
perfectly?
matter,
And
guys.
you
It
hop
don't
out?
matter. It doesn't matter because he was deemed unarmed by the national news networks. The biased national news networks deemed
He
him
was
unarmed.
unarmed when they shot him, and they shot him in the back.
I
What's
didn't even know
what's the
this
That
reason?
happened.
happened in Ohio a lot, man. One of
Hey,
my
Drop, what's
friends,
the
man, one of my
backstory to
best
all
friends.
this?
Let me tell you this real quick. One of my best friends, bro. His name Marshawn McCurl. He was one of the people that was on Black Lives Matter that started in Columbus, Ohio, man. He supposedly he killed himself, right? They didn't find no gun. And then the Democrat and the Republicans were fighting because he killed himself in the state house of Columbus, Ohio, and they didn't want to release the footage, man. You feel me? And they supposedly find a gun, but they didn't have no motherfucking fingerprints on it with him. You know what I'm saying? So
It's,
shit be happening like that, bro, in up north.
it's the
Motherfuckers be setting
Jason.
niggas.
It's the Jason months,
Yeah,
family.
something
Don't
like that
forget.
happened
Don't
in
forget, family.
St.
It's
Louis
the
too.
Jason months. It's the
I
Jason
just want to
months,
know
family.
what was
Don't
the
forget.
backstory. Why did they even stop him,
He
or what preceded all of this? Like what was the before?
a regular traffic stop, Bobby. According to the biased news systems out there that deemed him unarmed, it was just a regular traffic stop, like like a, I don't know the specifics, but
That's what I'm saying.
a
All of that
regular
matters.
traffic stop could be like you got a light out, or you ran a stop sign. It was something very minor. It was just a
Right.
routine traffic stop. They claimed the police claimed that they heard a shot fired. Come to find out, Buddy was unarmed when he took off and was assassinated.
But he had
And
a gun. Hold on. I'm playing devil's
he had a
advocate,
gun in
bro.
the car.
I'm
He had a
finna,
gun in
yeah,
the
but
car.
listen, I'm finna give you this how quick my mind think. Boom. Dude, wife died a month before, fiance. Month later, he's stressing, sitting in the car with the wedding ring, the gun, going through it. He probably crying and some more shit. He probably done swerved a couple of times, whatever. He get pulled over. Boom. When he get pulled over, it is routine until they look in the car and see gun and all of this. Now it's, hold on, get out the car. Now he pet. You see what I'm saying? Now you see what the mind is switched from sad.
No, it wasn't.
No,
it wasn't. It wasn't that, Bobby. It wasn't that. The car rolled to a stop and he bailed before they even found the gun, Bobby. He had already bailed the vehicle. He had already exited the vehicle with the so-called gun. He had already bailed. They never said
they found the gun on him. I ain't go, you know what I'm saying? I ain't with no police shit.
This is what he's trying to say, man.
I'm not with no police shit, but I'm with avoiding the police at all times.
And listen, Bobby, there was a video. I don't know if you guys seen it already, but it was a judge that got stopped by a police officer, and he got out of the car and told the police officer to get in the car. Now you telling me a nigga's getting out of the car and bailing, and you gonna shoot him 90 times?
Wait a minute. Listen what you just said. A judge.
Nigga, it don't matter though. He was a white judge though. It was a white judge. I'll tell you that first.
This is the conversation I want to add. Here. I'm sorry. Go ahead, brother.
This is what I want to add to the conversation that I'm not seeing. All right. So it's the Jason months, right? If y'all aware, it's the Jason months. All kind of crazy shit happens during this time, right? Okay. So the news has confirmed that dude was unarmed. I don't care if it was a car in a vehicle. I don't care. RIP to his shorty that he lost a month prior. At the end of the day, he was unarmed when he received 60 shots from the head to the toe in the Jason month.
Here go they.
But hold on.
I'm gonna give it right to
you. What nobody is talking about,
bro. No, listen, bro. You can finish talking. I just want to give you the whole fact. Their defense is when he got on the expressway, he discharged his firearm and out his window. Not at them, but he shot a shot.
That's
right?
not a fact.
They went and found the shell casing on the expressway, like this is where he shot at, and they're saying this is why they thought he had a gun. But go ahead, you got it.
Okay, so all right. So to your point, I haven't heard all that information yet. All I know is that we know how we feel about the news media, and then for them to confirm that Buddy was unarmed, I'm drawing the line right there. But to add on to the conversation, Buddy was assassinated 60 head to toe, and the Arkansas shooter that killed 6 cops last week, it's not on the news, and he's in custody right now, just like old Buddy in Akron, Ohio is in custody right now, alive and well. And I digress.
No, it was 8 of them, right? Look, it was 8 of them. Listen, let me give you the story, bro. I'm from Akron. I'm trying to give you the real shit. Forget what the media's talking about, bro. Listen, bro. Dude, hop on the E-way, bro. Their story is he shot out the window as he getting on the E-way. This is their motive of why they let 90 shots off, right? 90. Bro, you would think it was a military war, right? Cool. They following dude, right? Reason why he ain't get off the expressway, because all the exits is blocked off because they doing reconstruction. So cool. He shoot down to the next exit, right? You have to know Route 8 to know what I'm talking about. You have to live here. So cool. He shoot on Route 8, and then he get off and he slow down. And now he doing like 30. He about to pull over. So cool. They behind him or whatever. He pull over, dude running up to the car from the driver's side, the police with the pistol drawn, right? He hop over to the passenger seat, open the door, and run the other way. As he running, they say stop. They try to shoot him with a taser, right? The taser missing. And then they just unload on him. What I'm saying is how all 8 of y'all unload. I could see one person that's insane. So that mean that whole time they was chasing me, they wanted to kill, dog. Ain't no way around it. 90 shots for just a dude wasn't even no hood dude, bro. This is what I'm saying, dog. Dude wasn't no thug or nothing. What did he know about his his fiance's death? Why was it on that date? And why did they kill that man? Even if he did point a gun at him, a little. What do you have? A 25 or something? A 38? Bro, them motherfuckers was 10 deep with body armor. Man, couple leg shots, one to the shoulder, stun gun. They have standoffs with other people for 2, 3 hours, dog. That done killed 5, 10 people. You mean to tell me you had to kill that 25-year-old boy because he had on a ski mask, jumped out the car and started running? I get it. Even if you don't do the job, if you that scared, you know your firepower better than his. Y'all outman
Damn.
him, and you got on body
I've been
armor.
saying that a while, right? Don't do it if you. Yeah, hey. Yeah, man, don't do the
I
job.
understand what Drop's saying. I understand what Drop is saying. He's looking deeper into it, like why such a horrible mass assassination on that level. And then yes, definitely the family, the tribe, etc. Yeah, maybe there is something that we need to look deeper into. And but
Yeah,
just to keep
like
the conversation,
how
but
they
just to
shot
keep the
60
conversation
times.
going, I just
How
want to
they
make
shot
everybody
90.
aware
Listen right
of.
quick. I'm gonna give it right to you. This reason why I'm cutting you off because this is the only place to fit. How they shot 90 times, hitting 60 times. He died on 6/27, and that's 69. See, this shit is different. This ain't no normal. It's something different
Ew.
going on. I'm just trying to tell y'all, but go ahead.
I'm with you, Drop. The great mother is showing the signs. The great mother showing the signs. Like, I'm with you, Drop. I'm with you. And but to add to what you're breaking your brain on, I want to make everybody aware. Last week there was a white shooter that killed 6 cops, and he's alive and well in jail, waiting for his point in court. I
That's all I'm
digress.
saying. Yeah, that's all I'm saying, bro. How the fuck a judge can just come down his car and tell the police to get the fuck in the car, walking towards the police, and the nigga just coming out the car, running not towards the police and get shot 60 times, bro? Like that shit don't make no sense, bro. It don't matter if you're a judge or not, bro. It don't make no fucking sense at all.
Hey, bro, I put a video together, right? It's 6 different body cameras, right? As they approaching the scene, right? All of them get out on the same mission, fire first. Like you can look from the body cam that they don't know what's going on, but they immediately, as soon as they heard gunshots, everybody started shooting. And guess what? Guess what wasn't there? And we got so many black police officers. Wasn't no black police officer there. And guess 7 out of the 8 police officers was rookie cops. Bro, this shit is different. Something. This is a sacrifice, bro. I can't, bro. I don't think it was a normal. Our police don't even do that, dog. The motherfuckers will let you slide off for real. Bro, them
Imagine,
motherfuckers, bro, they don't run like that, bro. That's something different. I'm just letting it's something different, dog. I don't know
it
what it
might
is.
be a case so they can do something about the guns or something, drop or something. Like, it might
And
be
that's
something so they can use it later on down the line. You feel me? Like in case they can use later on to fuck us over or something.
what's good, everybody. Much love, bro Sanchez. Much love to the chat and panel.
Much
Grand
love,
Rising,
OG.
Black motherfucking power. But
Much love.
that brings to my point what I always talk about. We ain't protected under the Constitution. Some of us think that we still protected under the Constitution, but not when we get knocked off like that with no backlash. Y'all got it.
So people marching and all that now, what y'all like to I guess y'all would like me to show a clip, so the people who ain't hip to what we saying can.
Hell yeah, them motherfuckers. They busted the police windows out. Them motherfuckers nuts, bro. I ain't getting in the middle of that and get. Man, I ain't fucking with some people, but bro, listen. This nigga was in a 2000. As you loading up the video to play, bro, Sanchez. This nigga was like in a 1999 Buick, bro. You mean to tell me after 15 minutes you couldn't pivot stop him? You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, this car barely doing 75. He got it on the floor doing 75. And the sergeant like, why y'all ain't stopped the chase? If it's just a traffic violation. Cool.
Ready for
They said he busted up. Go ahead, play some
No, you
shit though.
fine.
But,
Finish say what you said. Well, here you go.
I'd rather y'all look it up because I don't want to paint no
Developing now
narratives in nobody's mind. I want people to see it themselves and look at it. You know what I mean?
Well, here
But
y'all
yeah,
go.
you got it.
Here y'all go.
Protests in Akron, Ohio, after investigators released body cam video of a deadly shooting involving officers. 25-year-old Jalen Walker was killed last week as he ran from a traffic stop. Now the video is sparking new debate over the use of force by police, and we do want to warn you, the images are disturbing. CBS's Ian Lee has reaction from Walker's family.
Akron, Ohio police released unsettling video showing the final moments of 25-year-old Jalen Walker's life.
A lot of rounds were fired. ME's report indicates over 60 wounds to Mr. Walker's body.
Officials say the deadly June 27 police shooting began with an attempted traffic stop just after midnight when Walker apparently sped off when they tried to pull him over. During the chase, investigators say Walker fired from the window of his car, a claim his family disputes.
21 shots fired. That vehicle just had a shot come out of its door.
Video shows Walker exiting the car on foot wearing a ski mask. Authorities say officers tried to use tasers to stop him, but then opened fire when he turned around to face them.
If you can do anything for the family, please give peace, give dignity, and give justice a chance for Jalen.
No justice, no peace! Walker's family and city leaders are...
Like, that shit sounded like some 4th of July shit.
That's too many gunshots, first of all.
That sound like a war zone. That's what it sound like, a war zone.
And they didn't say he have a gun either. They just said he turned around and faced him.
He just turned around.
And look, and they ain't showing the right video too. Listen,
bro, that seemed like some kind of fucking ritual, man.
It do.
Hey, Tim, you cracking up, Tim. You cracking up.
Hey, Tim, yeah, your mic is fucked up, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you something right now. Shit like that, it seems to me, that's some higher level shit I don't want to really talk about, but I'm telling you, that's some occult type shit. I ain't gonna go into it because a lot of people's energy, rest in peace to the young man. I ain't gonna even, make it into no deep shit, but I'm telling you right now, that's what it is. To me, this is like some sort of sacrifice or some shit like that, man.
And notice how they said 60, and I will talk about this on the Keys channel, talking about 60 is the highest that a Freemason can go. Like, this shit is all mixed sunny, man.
And this the crazy thing.
I think that's a ritual going on.
No, this.
I think that they knew they was gonna sacrifice them somebody that day, and it was gonna be. I think they do certain rituals and shit. I think a lot of deaths we see. I think September 11 was a ritual, and that the people that died there was sacrificed to the god Moloch. And guess what? I think we see a lot of rituals playing out in front of us, and they channeling energy on both sides, man, from the death and from the outrage, from the fucking injustice, man. Look, I don't want to go deep, like I said. I don't want to sound like a fucking, I just want they can mourn this death, and I'm
man, like
because you got all these things
Bobby.
that's
I'm gonna say it one more time, Bobby, and you got it. 60 shots. 90 shots, 60 hitting, and he died on 6/27. That's too ironic. 7 + 2 is 9. that 69 to me is too ironic. But go ahead, Bobby.
Yeah, all this shit, you know what I mean? And then, because the thing that caught me that let me know it was a ritual was the no justice, no peace at the end. Because we could and find people that's dying at the hands of police excessive like that. But it's like, why is a white lawyer? Why is the media? Why is this? Like you said in Akron, you know the police there. Why would they even feel the need to even do some shit like that? Then you got the no justice. Then you got the march. You see what I'm saying? In Chicago, Highland Park, we just had a mass shooting today, 4th of July parade.
At a parade, bro.
Right,
at a parade.
six people just got,
This is crazy.
6 people
In the
just
shooting
got
at
killed.
O'clock.
Right. So it did what I'm trying to say.
And then notice how what's the dude's name? They in a beef right now because he was at O Block. Notice that shit too. And he
This what I'm trying to say. Like,
and then the dude,
they got us with all this. They got us with all this energy, right?
And then it's so fucked up.
Hold on. Us here know what the fuck they talking about doing tomorrow, right? Right? We know what they right. Now they trying to
That's what I'm here for.
Lower our vibration. Look, bro. Y'all ain't been noticing all these weird ass storms in the sky, lightning strikes with no thunder sound and shit, man. I just showed y'all when I was on Key Channel the other night. It was a big ass lightning storm in the sky, like it was about to rain, but wasn't no thunder following none of the lightning.
Yeah, I remember
that. But I'm starting to feel like. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead, sister. Go ahead.
No, it was just quick. I just wanted to say, sometimes we think we know exactly what they're gonna do and when they're gonna do it, but when have they started telling us exactly when they're gonna do something? I feel like it's been activated already.
Bingo.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
And
It's
I second that.
That's
and
where
I'll
all
add
these
that to
weird ass
this.
storms coming from.
I'll add that to this. So we quote unquote overcame COVID, which was a fear mongering mission. So I always had a question. Wow, so terrorism is over because we have COVID now, and so and to Bobby's point is that the powers that be continue to figure out how to fear monger and keep us on ends, to keep us stressed, to keep us releasing, certain cortisones and certain in our bodies to keep us on edge. And it's not a coincidence. And it's sad what happened in Akron. Supposedly they apprehended that he had a funny last name. I'm not even gonna try to identify him and his phenotype of what he is, but he's light-skinned / pale, but he could be Hispanic. But at the end of the day, the point is that it's the Jason Mutts. They continue to inject fear into our communities, into our people, for whatever the objective is. It's Democratic season right now, so of course gun rights and all that kind of stuff is on the chopping block, and it's just a lot of BS going on, and it's just sad to watch our so-called we the people be abused and used and confused, and at the same time never have a sense of peace or relaxation. We're always on edge because something's always popping off.
Hey, bro.
I didn't need to see a 25-year-old get hit 60. I didn't need to see a 25-year-old get, whether he was black or white, I didn't need to see a 25-year-old get hit 60 times. Hey,
now let me put the icing on the cake for you, and you can grab the mic back. After they shot him 60 times, guess what they did? They put the handcuffs on him and threw him in the back seat.
Disgusted.
They threw him in the back seat with handcuffs after they shot him 60 times. And their excuse was we was about to hold on. Listen, bro.
No, I get it back. I get it back after drop. I get it back after drop. I get it back after drop.
Let me finish what I'm saying, bro. I'm telling y'all some inside shit. So cool. They throw him in the back of the car handcuffed, and their excuse was we was about to take him to the hospital, but the paramedics end up pulling up. That's the reason they said they shot him 60 times, handcuffed him, and threw him in the back seat of a fucking police car. Bro, ain't no explaining this, dog.
I get it back after
no
drop. I get it back after drop.
No,
let me say this. 5
listen,
seconds.
I'll say something about some mind control shit, but we ain't gonna take it there. But I will say this:
It is, bro.
We have human instincts that whoever this they is, and I got a good hunch on the they know that this type of shit automatically, just hearing it, will throw off your vibration, bro. No,
Yes,
whole
yes,
vibration.
Bobby.
You gonna go through that experience. Your heart
You
go
are.
flutter. You gonna create the reality where that's happening to you. All of that's gonna happen, bro. And then your vibration, you gotta deal with that cosmically.
Here's the sad part.
Shit that's going on.
But here's the sad part, Bobby. It happens. You know how Sanchez always talks about, like how you don't control your heartbeat, or all those things that you don't control. That's what happens when stuff like this gets puts out into the atmosphere. It's stressors on our bodies that we can't even. Our mind could be to a certain point to where we'll just diffuse it, or we'll just compartmentalize it. But no, it's real stressors. But here's my last point, and I'm gonna keep stressing this. Why ain't nobody talking about the white shooter that killed 6 cops, and he's in custody awaiting trial to this day?
Why ain't nobody talking about the Asian hate crimes?
A white boy just killed 6 cops and a dog last week, bro. But here we are, a 25-year-old, 60 shots from head to toe. I digress.
Well, that's the news, bro. The news ain't gonna tell you everything. They gonna tell you what's gonna get people emotionally stirred up. Like, bro, you can't even gotta get beyond that point of knowing that this shit is rigged.
They want that race war. They want that race war at all costs. Because that sounds weird. How the fuck 6 cops get killed in Arkansas and then this shit happens? That's kind of sound like they trying to trigger motherfuckers to, you feel me, just to go out and do whatever. You feel me? Like, whatever the cops.
Yeah, man, they stirring up the pot, man. It
they
may
really
sound
want
like
their race war to go.
Yeah, man, they stirring up the pot, bro.
Too, with my fat ass, man, this is another thing that's happening, bro. A lot of motherfucking chicken factories and chickens are boiling and they destroying chicken for no reason and shit like that. And what y'all think about that too, bro? That food industry going down, and then they trying to play it out like there's 8,000 factories, so if 12 burned up, ain't nothing gonna happen. But
we already know what it is, brother.
I'm talking about the news media, Matthew. The news media, the Democrats,
we already know what it is, brother. It's
Negroes,
and
white boys.
So let's
Y'all work on the same
let's
team.
pinpoint. So COVID is over. There's no more terrorism. I'm sorry, Sanchez, for saying that word, but COVID is over. There's no more terrorisms. There's no more Bin Ladens and all that. Okay, so can we use our third eye and see how they're manufacturing? And I appreciate you bringing up that point, because yes, that's another aspect that none of the news media is talking about. And yeah, there's been 8 to 10, I think even 12 major factories in food that has been destroyed by fires. But that's old news. That's like, that shit happened like, that shit was like 2 months ago.
And shit. But it keeps happening
though.
But that's recently. That ain't a long time though. You making it seem like it's a long time. It's not a long time.
No, it keep happening over the year though. It kept happening over the year. Like fire keeps appearing over the year.
Those fires burned in 2022 about 2-3 months ago, y'all. Those 8 factories burned.
Are those factories still up though? Are they still down? They still trying to build them up?
They still down. They burnt down to the ground with no injuries. Nobody was hurt. And I'm talking about talking about pigs farms. I'm talking and look, and we seen the cattle. I think Sanchez even did a show about the damn cattle that was just turned over. That wasn't even the factory. Sanchez did something about the cattle, but nobody heard about the fucking 8 to 12 factories that just spontaneously combusted in 2022 in the last 3 months.
See, now we got to get to what is cloning. Like, we got to get to the bottom layers of this shit. Like cloning, they clone chickens, they clone cows. See, they burn out these facilities.
I don't think it's about cloning at this point. I think we need to realize whoever's in the driver's seat right now.
They burnt down the first stage. That's like the first process. Now they got to
whoever's in the driver's seat right now.
Depopulation.
Hey, I got some weird shit because this is a 10-4, right? Here goes some 10-4 shit for you. Hey, what if all them places burnt down because a side effect of cloning that nobody never thought of is spontaneous combustion?
Yep.
Yeah. Or some new parasite that cloning do.
Bro.
You feel me?
Think about this. We done heard about spontaneous combustion throughout history. Whether you see what I'm saying, in cases where motherfuckers then burnt up and they can't explain it. What if these motherfucking animals that they cloning, their actual skin can't keep up with the heat that's being generated from the inside out?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
I'm so glad Bobby cleaned. I'm so glad Bobby cleaned that up because Bobby, you almost lost me. But yeah, but it's plausible. It's plausible.
Think about it. If it's a clone, that means that it's a copy.
It's inferior. It's inferior.
No, listen, think about a copy. Right? It's inferior.
It's inferior. But at the end of the day,
at the
end of the day, as a panel, and as a people, it's not the inflation we need to be worried about. We need to be.
Let me just say one thing. I know this gonna sound crazy, but I know all of the food we eat is cloned. All of the fruit we eat is cloned. Now, here's what I'm gonna say that's gonna make all of y'all say this nigga tripping. I believe I'm cloned. I don't think this version of me is the real version. And I think that's what the ancestors were saying about this life. That we trying to get to our real higher self. That's why this clone gotta die, man. You know what I'm saying?
You know what Sanchez? That's
real?
actually
I think you're gonna reach this high place where they be like, listen, this is the real you, motherfucker. You made it.
Sanchez is
you
crazy
was born
to say.
inside of a clone.
Even when you
clones,
get there, is that the real you? Even when you get there, will that be the real you?
Sanchez, I gotta say this.
Probably
Sanchez.
not.
Sanchez, what you just said is actually quite, as far as the plight that's going on right now with everything. I mean, everything's burning down. It's been burning down for the last 20 years. But what you just said, Sanchez, is actually quite refreshing.
I believe
it's
that's
refreshing.
I believe that's what the Mandela effect
It's
is.
refreshing.
I believe our universe has been cloned several times and we don't even know it.
And I think you're right. You're on point. But that's what the ancestors knew. They knew that it was different worlds, and these different worlds were nothing but clone worlds. Man, this shit deep.
Well, if I could speculate to what Sanchez is saying is that it's like, yeah, this is a replay. And our generation, if you was 80s babies, 70s babies, whoever's alive, to see this,
I'm a 90s baby.
to see this go, if you're alive right now, to see this go down, especially after 9/11, yeah, it's a replay on the destruction of empires. And something is going to come anew after, and we're just in the midst of it. I mean, the Bible, if you believe it or not, I mean, they called it the Great Tribulation because, I mean, Lord have mercy, like, wow, like what we're seeing in our time, back to back, and even when it comes to the powers, to the authority that's in control, and how just discombobulated and come on, guys.
I mean, did it in the Bible that the Lord said, "Repeat unto me"? That kind of hinted like, yeah, this shit gonna keep happening over and over and over. Repeat unto me, unto my subconscious mind. And this is stage we're in right now. Until we stop repeating that shit.
I believe that this whole thing that we talking about, the series of incarnations, that we gotta be born into one life, then died and then into another one, and die in that one till we get to this like ultimate higher heaven, right? I believe each life we're born in represents a universe that they clone, where the Mandela effect that we see here is true there. So maybe what I'm saying is like, this universe we in is the last one, and they're all layered on top of each other. So dying is peeling back the layers. So the less layers you got, the less chances for it to be Berenstein or Berenstain. You start to cancel out all those options with every time you die. So like in this universe, there may be so many different ones, Berenstein, but every time we die, one of those alternate realities is canceled out. So you lose one of the Berenstein, Mandela, one of the alternate versions, and you lose an alternate you too. And you keep doing the process of elimination like Jet Li the One, till you in this perfect version of yourself that exists in this perfect universe that they saying this was the best way your life could have went out. All of these other lives where it seemed like, man, I shouldn't have did that, should have did this, or it don't seem like the perfect version. That's more like a rehearsal, like an actor rehearsing for, he gonna keep rehearsing it over and over, cut till he get this perfect, that acted just right that time, right? And so that's kind of like how the Mayan was describing this whole experience.
And I want to go out from a deep rabbit hole with y'all real quick. Like, now that I really doing my little research over in Asia, I think the people in Asia, like back in history, I think they were like advanced into cloning. Because you can look at like certain artifacts, certain structures, they don't look like they just pyramids. They look like they had some type of use or something. Like people was inside those things and they was doing stuff, experimenting on people, like Yakub and all this fictional shit. It was actual people doing that and making human clones and shit to create a more population. I may be reaching, but
they've definitely been doing population control. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, you good.
Okay,
Good.
Sorry for the issue earlier. But it's interesting when you look at the term clone, it has to do with planting, like gardening, where they take a part of a plant and then it turns into its own plant. So it's interesting. I'd be interested to hear what your guys' definition is, if you think they've been doing cloning for a long time. Does it just mean to bypass the normal reproductive system and, spawn off humans in different ways? But I definitely think that they've been trying to create clones per se, like offspring of the people that they find desirable, and limit the reproduction of people that they don't want. And of course, that's not a right that they have to control the population like that.
Tim, it's interesting that you mentioned that, because I've been on a deep dive on YouTube, and just the splicing of how you could use a tree stump, and you can splice whatever you want into that vein to produce whatever it's metaphorical.
Nature's fascinating. I watch this guy on YouTube who does planting of peppers, and he does some crazy stuff with the cloning and also with cross-pollination, where they take one of the flowers and put it in a baggie with another one, and then the offspring is a combination of two very different pepper strains. It's cool.
I think that to Sanchez's point, human cloning is just now becoming achievable again because of the reemergence of the CERN technology. It's like vibration. You see what I'm saying? How you take a plant.
Yeah. So
all right. So listen, like it's like copying. You know what I'm saying? By vibration. In order how you splice a plant in nature, like lemon tree and a strawberry, you just tape them together, you know what I'm saying? And something new will grow out of that, because the vibration of that thing, it ain't got to go through as many processes as it take to make the human vibration. So in order to make the human vibration break down so you could copy and paste, so to speak, you need that CERN vibration, or that heart vibration, so to speak. You know what I mean? You need bigger technology in order to get the light to shift how you want it to shift.
Hey, and I'm gonna say this. I think that cloning has been possible ever since man started to use technology and raise his consciousness in science and experimentation. I think cloning may have became possible back in ancient Babylonia, Samaria, and of course maybe Egypt, of course, because I think all of these folks been seeking immortality for years, not just in our time. They've been trying to live forever, man, and copy themselves and do all that. And I believe that we've achieved that at certain points in the past, but they just ain't giving us the real history of the different technologies that's been on this earth. Me personally, that's what I think.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about with that little tube. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about when I was looking at that tube in Egypt. When it looked like a worm, I think that was a clone.
Well, let me hear what Tim. Let me hear.
I think that they've been doing selective breeding to do their population control and the genetics that they want to do, the eugenics, I should say. But I think they want to move to something more like CRISPR technology or an AI system that's making the decisions of who they selectively breed. But I'm curious about what you guys are saying about the cloning.
I'll say this. I'll say this about cloning. I'll say this about cloning as far as, I'm not going to take it as far as back as Sanchez.
Yo, J-Mac,
but I'll say this about cloning. Guys, we've already been cloning in our own paradigm. We've already been cloning. To Tim's point, we're beyond cloning. We're CRISPR now. We're CRISPR and we're designer and we're splicing genome now. I need y'all to understand that's deeper than cloning.
Check this out, J-Mac. To say it's deeper than cloning make me question if you understand what CRISPR is, because it's kind of like a foundational technology for cloning.
But cloning came first.
What CRISPR? Hold on, brother. Cloning is just to make another human copy of yourself. Simple. But my thing is, how you do that is where we go into CRISPR. Like a car can get you from point A to point B, but the difference between a smart car of the future and a Model T Ford would be the difference between just, regular what we think of cloning versus what CRISPR can offer. CRISPR is gene editing. That's a part of cloning, so it's not like a higher step above cloning. It's an extension to cloning. It's to say that if I want to clone Brother Sanchez and I don't want him to be exactly the same, then I can edit his clones, the genes in his clone. And I can make Brother Sanchez the motherfucking painter or some shit. Or I can clone, I can edit now. And that's a whole nother ball game within cloning though. It's still within cloning. It's just to say instead of me, I can now edit my copies now. That's a very big power to have. I can now edit my copies now. That's more what CRISPR.
Especially if you edit the sperm cell or the egg cell, because then if that turns into an embryo, the offspring will have that change in every cell in its body. Because it's hard to go into somebody and change every single one of their cells, which is carrying DNA, with an edit. But if you edit the sperm or if you edit the egg, which are called gametes, then that'll turn into every cell in the offspring.
And when I'm talking, and think about this, you existed before you was a human. You were a form of life before you were a human. Whatever form of life that was, that's what was copied to the human form. So yet, whatever you were before the human, you were what I call the mind. The mind don't have a form. The mind keeps cloning itself in these different dimensions. And look, every time the mind enter and exit a dimension, it has a different body that's suitable for that place. That's why it's called suitable. Look, when you were a sperm, it was because you lived in a nutsack. You're a human because you live in the earth. You'll be a soul because you're going to live in the sky. You're going to have wings then. We're not one thing. We're transformers. We're energy that's constantly re-expressing itself, and it ain't never the same thing. The consciousness is what's the same. That part. So you just a better version of yourself, like a caterpillar becoming a butterfly. But if you look at the body of the butterfly, it's still the caterpillar body. It just got them wings on it now. I'm just saying, like, I think that we keep on transforming into some better shit, like, and gaining like different shit every time we transform. Like, when before we was a human, this here's just a theory, guys. I'm just speaking, think tank. Before we was a human, we was a sperm, right? The sperm lacked something that it wanted to gain in the human body. Now it forever has that. Then it go to the next phase, it gets some wings, right? It'll leave that phase, and it'll always know how to fly. It'll always have them wings. Guess what? It got itself some legs when it was a human. So now it's this little flying like wing, like they got these creatures called seraphim, and they just humans with wings and shit like that. But I think we morphing it. They used to worship these seraphim. And if you understand how the seraphim came to be, they would tell you that the seraphim was once humans, that the seraphim had an incarnation like you, sort of like a caterpillar family teaching about the butterflies up there and calling them seraphim, like we the caterpillars. And the ancestors drew these butterfly humans on the paper. And they saying, look, they said we gonna be one of the seraphim one day when we go in our cocoon called a grave. You know what I'm saying?
Sanchez, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What's more powerful? To put you and make a copy of you and shoot you out like a copy machine, or to actually design and edit you?
I think that if you have them both, that's the most powerful combination, and that's what these people are doing. They don't really go with they don't say what's more powerful, or old school Coke 40.
I guess the point that I'm trying to make is
they going with all that. Yeah, they using all that shit.
I guess the point that I'm trying to make is it's like the old ancient saying, what came first, the chicken or the egg? So with that being said, we know how old a copy machine is, and I just put you on the face of the glass, the light go over you, and just produces a physical copy of you. But now we have CRISPR. I can actually build you like a if I had to make a connection, it would be like a graphic design. What's more powerful, a copy of a flyer or a graphic design flyer, Sanchez?
I don't even know if the question of which one's more powerful is appropriate. I think it'll be which one is more suitable for what situation. It's like you asking me which one is more powerful, a screwdriver or a hammer. It depends on the situation.
Well, I guess the situation in my mind is that I want to believe that just regularly cloning and copying somebody was first. And then CRISPR is the actual new technology, which is like the graphic design. And I might be wrong, but that's just my theory.
That's a good way of looking at CRISPR. I can go with that. Anybody want flow?
Yeah, just kind of like, man, these events that I think they push out, it's like psyops to stir people emotions and stuff. Like we done seen all the other trials and stuff that's been going and taking place, like the Ferguson shooting, all these other major shootings that's happening in our communities, which is bad, it's horrible. But why do they wait so late to push it out? Like, yeah, we need proof of it happening, but why do we need proof of it happening so we can go out and protest to stir up more emotions? Like,
it's not about the protest, brother. I'm sorry, it's not about the protest.
Oh, I know that, but this is what they're doing. They're making money out of people's own ignorance. Like,
it's not even the money. It's not even the money. We need to understand. Okay, so this is Sanchez channel. This is Flat Earth. This is deep thinking. You have to know thyself and understand when fear mongering is projected on your energy field, on your light or darkness or in between, more balanced, half balanced, lost, whatever, the effect that it has. And it's not just you individually, you're talking about masses. We have social media, we have internet. This is broadcasted across the globe. And you might think that you can look at somebody getting shot up 60 times from head to toe, and you be like, you know what? And so your first mind is gonna say, man, this, I'm getting sick of it. It happens all the time. That, it's just sad. But really, there's an undertow. There's an undertow of fear that is being implanted in you. That's being implanted in you, and it's going to slow you down. It's going to make you, excuse the fireworks, guys. That's not me. That's the neighborhood. It's going to slow you down. It's going to make you more. It's going to have you frozen in your house.
That's why I say we should just, kind of be the channel that, hey man, move on from it. If y'all want to speak on it, we can. Salutes to Drop. I saw your email as well. But yeah, the flow is open for whatever you guys want to speak on. So,
Yeah, well, to that point, Sanchez, I thank you for the platform. And yes, there might be some of us in the panel that needs to, speak it to get it out, because a lot of us don't realize, a lot of us aren't as clean as some people might be mentally, spiritually, physically. And sometimes an outlet like this does provide the opportunity just to help people woo-saw, so to speak. And I'll just leave it at that.
You know what? I just had a thought I wanted to share. You know how they keep trying to get us to clamor for mental health help from the government? I feel like that's a big psyop, and that's a huge mistake for us to ask the government to be our shrinks. So I just wanted to bring that up. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Where it seems like we're being pigeonholed to say, oh my gosh, this is a mental health issue. And it's almost like they want us to be psych evaled by the government. And I think we need to fight against
grab, Tim. It's a data grab, Tim. That's all it is. It's a data grab, and it should be personal. Mental health.
The government is the one who's making us insane, if anything. Well, you know what I mean? Like the government's ruining our mental health.
But to your point, Tim, if you're dealing with mental health, it should be within your closest tribe, the closest 5 to 10 people. If you have a lot of people don't have 5 to 10 people that they could really just pour into. And especially the community that I come from, I'm 39 years old. I've never had anybody that I could pour into. So,
and don't get me wrong, because mental health is super important.
But they're definitely monopolizing. They're definitely monopolizing mental health, and they're definitely data grabbing mental health. Yes, they are. I digress.
That's probably why Jordan Peele put that in the movie, right?
And they've done this time and time again throughout history. It's called punitive psychiatry, where they say, "Oh, we're healing this person's mind," but then they throw them in the asylums. They drug them up. They give them lobotomies for being schizophrenics or manic. It's just I see it playing out the same way here.
And Tim, I got a quick question. You familiar with Google Deep Dream?
I am. Yeah, is that the one that generates the photos that look like eyeballs?
Right. You know that kid in the Alberta, Texas school shooting, right?
I'm not aware of it, but
His psychologist was a part of Google Deep Dream, and he was on that program.
Say that one more time.
His psychologist was a part of Google Deep Dream, and he was under that program. So
wow.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Psychological, analysis and stuff like that. And
So what about CERN again?
I think CERN's tomorrow, right, guys? It's the 5th of July, CERN.
That's what I heard, but I don't know if that rumor's correct. That's the word on the street.
Who's scared? That's what I want to know. Raise your hand if you're scared. I'm not.
I don't think anything's going to happen.
Nah, I don't think nothing's gonna happen. But I know they posted something on their website saying that they were doing a reunion from something in 2012 that they discovered. So that's all I saw on their website.
Do you guys remember the dancing ritual? There might have been multiple dancing rituals outside of CERN. Like they have the, what was it, like Shiva statue or something?
The Kali statue.
Is it Kali?
Yeah.
Do you guys, did you see the videos? What do you make of that?
I need the information, Tim, because that's new to me. They had indigenous, ancient, outside of CERN doing dances, like rain dances. Like, okay, I need that information. Thank you.
Yeah, so as far as what they doing with CERN tomorrow exactly, hold on, let me actually see something real quick. Y'all can go ahead. CERN gears up for more discoveries 10 years after God particle find. Okay, let me see something real quick. What
They
is
called it the God particle.
Oh yeah, I did a lecture on that a while back too. The dude who came up with the word God particle, they keep saying particle, and it's not a particle, it's a wormhole. That's, instead of them saying the God particle, they saying it's the Higgs boson particle now. Same thing. But yeah, we can show you what they got here. It ain't a particle, it's a parting of the sea, like Moses, or opening of the sky.
Can I ask you something, Sanchez?
Yeah.
So supposedly 4th of July there's like a portal open with the stars, Stargates, Sirius, and all that. Is it too far-fetched of a reach to think that 4th of July and the celestial events that's happening right now as far as Polaris and all those things, and then they're opening up CERN tomorrow, like hoping that, something that man can create some kind of grandiose. At the end of the day, I'm African American, whatever, so I seen enough death this weekend to not even like, but I just want to make aware that 4th of July is not just the Independence Day of, America. It's like it's a portal with Polaris and different things celestial. And it's interesting to know that tomorrow, a few days before, I guess, quote unquote, that portal closes, that they're opening up CERN. I digress.
That's Egyptian New Year as well, or the inundation of the Nile.
Yeah, I wanted to finish my point up. My mic had messed up. I was talking about Deep Dream, right? And basically, I feel like this, like it's a bunch of psychologists, like people who got degrees like that, who are in control of, know how to, like they studied this. They've been studying this for years and years, and they like, oh, we know how to do it now. Let's just start this, push this out, push this mass shooting out, so we can get people to, want to go to mental health. Like somebody just mentioned, let's push this whole mental health crisis so we can put these people that we know a lot of stuff into these mental asylums so we can have control of them and get information from them and then store them inside these computers.
Right, and give them an excuse to invade our privacy. And in line with what you're saying, there's a quote from Psychology Today that I like to share with people. This is 1970. It says, "The day has come when we can combine sensory deprivation with drugs, hypnosis, and astute manipulation of reward and punishment to gain almost absolute control over an individual's behavior." And then the rest of the quote is him talking about how everybody should be forced to do what, quote, society wants us to do. So that's like their code word. That's their cult. It's not actually society. That's how they get people to accept this lunacy.
And that's part of how they want to the talk of defunding prisons is going to be shifting everything over to mental health. And I've also seen a lot of talk from like the WHO and all these organizations. They want to address gun violence in America as a health crisis or a health issue. So that takes it out of the jurisdiction of law enforcement and puts all of that in the jurisdiction of health and being handled as a health crisis. And, also a lot of people, I don't know if people know locally, a lot of people are getting arrested. They might not end up in jail. They might end up in some sort of low-key type of psych ward institution. And like you said about the drugs, they hit people. It's this stuff they call booty juice. They hit you with that and make you comply and be obedient. And you in there not showing up on county records like you in jail or something like that. You kind of off in a hole somewhere and you done kind of lost your mind. And if you don't have people looking for you and knowing where to find you, you could get lost in the system. So just want to drop that out there.
Yeah, I think it's a big trap. People asking for mental health from the government. I just think that's
and it's scary at the same time. Like, think about all these world countries is trying to merge into NATO again, and imagine like if that happens, and then Russia's like the biggest enemy, which we know is not. We know that these world leaders like Germany, who over there, I think they have a woman leader right now. So we know there's a man behind that. And what's going to rise behind that is the only problem, though.
Yeah, you reminded me of what I was going to say. The WHO just passed like a global health agreement with all these different countries around the world that basically lets the WHO decide what happens in a health emergency. And one of the examples they gave, I think, was mental health. So, yeah, they're ready to swoop in with the United Nations health arm there, the WHO.
Yeah, so
exactly.
I noticed right here, man, that the whole while they doing this CERN lunch and all that we got Mars and Taurus. That's big because Mars is war. Taurus is the bull. To them, that's Osiris. If you look at it said Jupiter's and Aries after this, but this here is from July the 5th to 20th. If you go and read about what this means astrologically, it would make sense why they doing it at this time. You know what I'm saying, guys? They always looking at the stars and shit like that. So we talking about Mars, Aries, and Taurus energy around this time.
Thank you, Sanchez. Thank
that
you,
mean
Sanchez.
we at spiritual war, and even the stars are saying that with Mars, Taurus, and all that. Yeah, man.
Thank you, Sanchez, for making that connection.
Because think about this: Taurus is the bull, Mars is what? Red, and the bull don't like the red. So then, you talking about the CERN collider? That's the red beam of Cyclops, right? All of that shit is like war for real. I'm just saying.
Yeah, shit gets real when the red and the bull get together.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say this. I still and I understand. I think it's a bigger sign outside of fear. Because I believe the people that's operating, they're looking up at they know the stars, guys. The government, everybody knows the stars better than we know our asses. But thanks to platforms like this, we can conclave and we can mind build and we can learn. But at the end of the day, it's like how can I segue this? It's like it's fake. It's like it's still not they're
What is?
trying their hardest to mimic something
Yeah,
that's so much far greater than them. So it's still inferior to the point.
Slow down. You lost us a minute ago. But well, listen. I'ma just let the show move forward. Appreciate everybody on the call. But yeah, I didn't really get you on that one, my brother J Mac. I'm gonna pass the mic around. But I see where you're going a little bit, man. When you say it's fake, you didn't specify, but I don't think none of this shit is fake. I think they're gonna fire up that machine tomorrow. I don't think it's gonna be the like a apocalyptic event or no shit. But
it's in Switzerland, right? That's
Yeah.
like the headquarters of these evil bastards.
Yeah.
Right. That
So
was
I don't
exactly my point, Sanchez. Sanchez, you're right. That was exactly my point. It's still it's an artificial. It's artificial and it's fake. The point is that yes.
Yeah, what
not
part
on-
we was telling you to tell what part you was saying was fake?
I just think the whole aspect of them trying to recreate something artificially, as far as something godlike or something creator-like, it's beyond their realm. I believe that they're trying their best to figure out ways to dominate in those spaces, as far as looking at the stars and then micro, macro on Earth. And my gut is that I trust and believe that they won't be successful, but the fear mongering is real. The fear mongering is real, and that's why we're talking about it, and that's why it.
Well, my thing is, long as over here on my channel we don't deal with fear mongering, then we don't, you know what I'm saying, really address
Gotcha.
it from that standpoint.
That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sanchez.
Yeah, we so you know what I'm saying. Ain't none of us, scared. First of all, another thing is we trying to understand the science of it, the technological aspect of it, and as we do that, we understand they reverse engineering ancient technology, man. I wanted to bring up some, y'all. There are many hadron colliders in the world, but CERN is the biggest one, and we need to keep in mind that all of these things may be a network of colliders working together in unison some sort of way. You know what I'm saying? You got a bunch of these little mini colliders all around the world. Then you got this big one in Switzerland, right? And I look at that like a mirror matrix. If we wanted to say they were a network, to where you got all of these little CERN machines shooting a beam out. They all like pointed at each other like how mirrors would be to siphon the sunlight and pass it down into the bottom of the Pharaoh's pyramid tomb. How you would bounce that light like ping pong through all the mirrors. Maybe that's what all of these machines around the world is, till they all point their energy ultimately at the big one in Switzerland, where all the little ones around the world are basically, creating a matrix that's leading to that one some sort of way. But I say, look, what if they're all interconnected? All of these different colliders they got everywhere, instead of different independent shit. Yeah.
I can believe that, Sanchez, because
Yeah, I
if
think
you
so
look at
too.
the creation of the internet, they were saying that because there's even one in Illinois and Chicago, there's a decommissioned one in Texas, but they saying that the internet was created to link all these machines together. So I think by inherent design, they already linked together, whether or not through the internet or through like the ether and the because something that powerful was creating an electromagnetic field bigger than the size of the planet, so it can touch everywhere.
My hunch is that this is just for show. Like, it looks like a big eyeball. That's the first thing that jumps out. And then also the coloring, red, green, and white, and black. Those are interesting colors, or in blue. Red, green, blue, and white, because it corresponds with the human vision. So it's almost like it's designed to be looked at.
Well,
I believe
I
believe it's a money grab like NASA, and the free thinkers are going to prevail.
Well,
Make them the high priests.
Let's move it beyond belief. Then let me show you that both of y'all wrong, Tim and J Mac. And what we got to start doing is researching before we go with beliefs. Cause check it out. It's a lot of beliefs about what CERN is, and that's what create the conspiracy communities. But when I bring the facts, ain't no arguing with it. What it is one of these. You know what this is? Yeah, it's a man-made torus field. Look at it. This is what it is. It's an electromagnetic energy field. Remember, Taurus is the bull. I just read you that. Taurus is the bull. This what the bull represented in Egypt. Right here. Now check this out, y'all. This right here is what they're trying to recreate with CERN. Right here. This all CERN is a hadron collider. Thermal fusion reactor. They're one and the same. Y'all, and the reason why I think they've created this on Earth plenty of times before, because all our holidays is the worship of this thing. If you look at this, let me show you what this is. Right, watch this. Everything we do as far as rituals and symbols, it's going back to the Taurus field, man. Like when you look at a pumpkin and shit like that, that's why they give you this pumpkin, because it's the damn Taurus field. Check this shit out. Halloween is what? Hollowing. A hollowing is a holographic universe. This Taurus field is holographic. And if our Earth is a big Taurus field, ain't no such thing as physical matter. We all just light, and physicality is the illusion. Weight, such solidity. Check this out. This is the nature of our universe according to the ancestors, what I'm showing you. A perpetual energy machine that we're trapped inside of. They're trying to recreate the universe with CERN. And listen, Halloween is dealing with the fact that I think our ancestors already did that. During Halloween, guess what we do? We put on masks during Halloween. And you know what? The mask ain't the real self. It's the monster. It's the fake self that's ignorant and a demon. And the mask is the hollowing, or the hollow man, Halloween, the hollowing. See, our ancestors already did this thing. We're the jack-o'-lantern. It's the same thing with Jack in the Box. Let me show you something real quick. Watch this. Our entire body is like a jack-o'-lantern in this energy field. This is why we carve pumpkins right here. This why. So the science of our entire existence and the simulation is hidden in all your Saturnalia festivals and pagan practices. And I can show it to you in each one, like I'm doing with Halloween. Halloween is how to create a holographic universe. Hollowing. It's a verb. The hollowing of a, when something is getting hollow. So that's what it is. And here's what the pumpkin is right here. The holographic secrets of the universe. Now check this out, guys. What they're creating, they're saying that they're accelerating two particles. You know what that is? That's the sun and moon right here inside of the flat earth. Let me show you what the Hebrews said. As above, so below. Here we go. This is what they're doing, guys, with CERN. They're making a bunch of mini universes all over the earth. But what does it mean? Inside of this thing, there's a sun and moon going around, just like there is in our universe here. Our universe is whatever they're trying to create, it's the universe we in. And it's like everybody trying to get it right. And when that man get it right, they'll know, okay, we can make our own worlds now. It's got something to do with a great reset, with them bringing in this augmented reality, with them creating their own simulations and shit. I think they're reaching their final phases of reverse engineering the most advanced technology that the ancients had, and that was how to recreate themselves and the universe again. In other words, our ancestors said, hey, the mind recreates the self in a dream. Then they found out that the mind is actually creating a whole nother universe and tapping into an alternate reality, but it's creating it. The mind is creating the body, the sun, the moon every time you dream for you to engage into this experience. But my thing is the ancestors found a way to reverse engineer the mind into a machine. Now, if you let me cook for like 1 more minute, what the mind looks like when it manifests in the simulation, it looks like the brain. So the physical version of the mind is the brain, and the non-physical version of the brain is the mind. It's almost like software and hardware. But let me show you something. If you look at this torus field, this is what the brain is. The brain is a torus field. Let me pull it up for you. And in the middle of the torus field is the vortex that's accelerating the energy. In this case, it would be the left and right brain energy. In their case, it'll be the sun and moon, negative and positive to a torus field. And in the middle of that sun and moon would be God. And in the middle of the brain, look, would be the mind. The pineal gland is inside of here. And whatever they're doing in this laboratory, look at this like a big brain. And in the middle right here is where all the balancing point of a tornado, like the vortex eye. And all around there, them particles turning, you could get chopped up like the walls of a tornado, ripping everything up. But the key to this ain't to create the chaos. It's really that the faster that these particles go to accelerating, the vortex in the middle it opens up wider and wider. And once it gets so big, we'll reach the other side. We've drilled our way through. The problem that they're having with drilling through our dimension into the next one with this CERN is that they can't get the vortex wide enough before our power systems say, okay, everything and heat it up to a point where we got to cut this shit off. If we keep running this machine, it's going to blow up, fail. This shit is heating up now. We're accelerating them fast. And if it keep heating up before we can get the vortex open, they got to keep going back to the drawing board, trying to figure out how can we keep our systems from failing, hold off from failing before we can open up the gateway, so to speak. But I'm just going into a little spiel on what this technology is. It's generating torque energy. And that's why it's the torus field here.
Now, my question would be, do we know it's actually generating energy, or could it be like the pumpkin, just symbology, like esoteric symbology?
Well, I know my body generates energy. I know the earth generates energy. And I know that the people in power get power from energy. You cannot create energy. You can harness it. And CERN is the latest technology in harnessing energy, Tim. It's technology. And I don't think it's technology created in vain. I do think that it will create the new energy grid of what they call the smart world of tomorrow.
Well, it wouldn't be in vain for them, because they get a lot out of this, because they can claim to understand nature and science and mathematics better than the rest of us. And they're the experts who get to be on all the councils.
Well, I would argue that they do understand nature better than everybody else, because that's why they're in control. And that when we were born, we were indoctrinated to be dummies and religious folks. And then we had to rediscover our relationship with nature, where they already got a relationship with nature, but they just broke it. They got so much a relationship with nature that they don't get along with her. Like you and your brother living in the house. Like I got so much of a relationship with my brother. We don't get along in the house. That's their relationship with nature, so much so that they can manipulate nature, do things that we used to can do. So I'm not going to downplay them and say they're dumb. I'm going to say that being smart don't make you a good person. These are evil geniuses. And yes, they have some knowledge that we don't have. And guess what? Look what it's doing to them. It has made them monsters. Whatever knowledge they got, if it was to make me as evil as them, I'd rather be dumb, Tim, put it like that. I'd rather not have the knowledge.
And they have exposed, and to Tim's point,
I wanted to say that even if the machine is not real or it doesn't work, the whole infrastructure that they built around it, whether that be the internet, deep sea cables, the whole branch of science they created, you know what I'm saying, all the jobs, the money, you know, that's, you know, it just, you know what I'm saying, but it you know what I'm saying, there's still the power and the energy there. And like you're saying, they're not creating anything. They just tapping and swirling the ethers on a, you know, it's like you can stir the water with a spoon the size of your hand, or you can create a machine like this to stir the waters on a scale, you know, hitherto unknown. But also with the next generation of technology, I don't know, you know, they got a lot of money behind the quantum internet and quantum computers and all of that stuff. So, I mean, that's a whole next generation of infrastructure technology that they're building around this thing. So you could almost argue they could be building the next government or the next world order around this technology.
That's exactly what's happening. That's exactly what's happening.
That could be the grand reveal.
Hey, bro. One thing that I want, hey, salute panel. One thing that I was wondering about and trying to get, if there is something deeper about it, is how when light or our images, the way that we process it, the right and left brain, the images are flipped on the back of our retina. But are they playing with anything to trick the mind with any technology that you know of that would have something to do with the way that we actually perceive images? Like, I know, just to give you an example, somebody that's right-handed can actually be left-handed if they just do more things, like they can become ambidextrous. And that's something that they can do, like brushing your teeth with your left hand. If you're right-handed, you can train your mind to do that. But I'm just thinking about images that we look at things being upright, but they actually are flipped in the back of our iris. That's what we're told. So is there anything to that? The way that we perceive light hitting our eyes, the images being flipped. Is there anything with technology? I know. Yeah, I'll fall back on that.
Well, not sure where you were going with that, but I would just add to it. The same way you go out and buy an iPhone and you put things over your natural sight. Yeah, it'll be changed. We are entering the VR. We are entering the IR. Well, the IA. And if you acclaim yourself to these changes that are going to happen, yeah, your sight is going to be how you perceive outside of nature. Unless you're a blind man, you know, it's going to be changed. It's going to be manipulated. It's going to be, you know, we're going into a realm to where you don't have to look at your phone to see 60 shots from head to toe. We come from an era where you had to watch the news. The news don't even report the real news no more. So yeah, if you veil yourself, if you continue to cover yourself, yes, you will be manipulated. You will be manipulated.
Yeah, and I want to say something. I think CERN technology is very old. I think the ancients had it. I think when they was talking about resurrecting the whole towers and shit of Babylon, that they were literally talking about the 5G towers that's gonna be responding to CERN and shit. Check it out. So this gonna be the relationship. And the whole thing is this, right? You got your 5G. Now I don't know what they doing. I got my conspiracies about what it is, and you've heard them all. But one thing I know is that whatever it is we're doing on the earth right now, we're rebuilding the kingdom of Babylon, like what the Bible say. That's something that I definitely can prove, because the Babylonians had this technology and they worshipped it. Symbolism proves that without a shadow of a doubt, that right here in Samaria, this is some kind of electronic tower. And the Indians in North America worship totem poles. And we got them all down our street today, lying down. They found the way to pass it. Electricity. Remember, this was Thor's hammer, this tree right here. And it has something to do with electricity. Oh, also, I wanted to share something with y'all. In the future, I have a powerful presentation coming up on my main channel where I'm going to debunk George Washington and the lightning rod story. That is so fucking laughable. We're going to go in on that and show y'all what they doing with that. But anyway, the Babylonians had a bull that they was worshiping, that was all of these gods supposed to have been some sort of connection to the heavens and stuff. And when you start realizing, damn, that's technology. Like this goddamn totem pole on the left looks just like a rocket. Look at it. Look like a rocket. Look like the Egyptian obelisk, don't it? And I'm like, yo, what if this the obelisk right here? And then they worship the god named Saturn that had a lot of rings on. Now look at it. I'm like, well, they worshiping technology up here in this image. They found the way to run electricity and say, yo, that's it, electric. Now think about it. That's when the world became technical and technological. Before we found electricity and running wires and doing all that shit, oh man, it was like damn near analog world. You think about the world with no electricity. That was then when they found the electricity, they started worshiping this god named Thor. And to the Egyptians, that's Hathor, this cow right here, this bull. But I'm saying all of the ancestors found the way to do just what we trying to do today. This little technology right here, this is the bull. It's the face of the bull right there. And in Africa, they wore this thing called a beluga mask to represent this same technology, man. Real talk. I'm gonna show you the beluga mask too.
Sanchez, you don't even know how crazy it is what you just said, because the same year that electricity was invented was the same year that they changed the calendars.
Damn, that's crazy. Yep. Salutes to India, child, man. Let's drop a bomb. Check out that. That's the beluga mask. And then when you look at the beluga mask and you look at the damn electromagnetic energy field, you look at the damn CERN technology. Y'all, this is what Halloween was about. The people that was wearing this beluga mask, they was talking about the pumpkin or the Taurus field. They was wearing that beluga mask and they were revering that what's at the middle of our North Pole was a middle of a tourist field. They literally designed a mask that they put over their face like the energy field over the body. Cause this big old energy field that's over your body, it looked like a mask on. And that's why they made it into this big old beluga mask. Because you got one on a spiritual level. Like on a spiritual level, we're all wearing a beluga mask over our body. So that's what the mask was about. Y'all see what I'm saying?
Yep, I see it.
So whatever they tapping into, the ancestors did it. Now look, they said when we open up this portal with this technology that we're gonna be able to cross over into other dimensions, y'all. We're gonna be able to cross over into other dimensions. And on top of that, they saying other things from those dimensions can cross over into ours. And they talk about in all these religions that when this shit go to happen and how different beings gonna be visiting the earth and all that shit. But I think in the movie Us, it gives a good example of like, what if the other version of you from an alternate reality show up here when they open up the portal? Or what if you show up there when you cross over and they like, look, we in an alternate reality, and you start saying like, damn, like on the movie Sixth Day with Schwarzenegger, like, damn, there go my copy. And they say, yo, don't interact with it. You know what I'm saying? Like what if that's a possibility like the movie Us was trying to show? That's what it'll be like. It'll be like bringing this version of yourself to a dream world. We don't normally do that. We normally leave this body and we just take our consciousness into that dream world body. So when we're not in that dream, that body is like a zombie of some sort, like on autopilot. And that's what'll be a zombie apocalypse, like the movie Us. You know what I'm saying? If they opened up that portal and all of our fucking alternates showed up here, or either we showed up there, then they would have a zombie apocalypse. Or I don't know, it'll be crazy though.
That sounds like the last Doctor Strange movie that just came out, you know, with the girl, her name was America Chavez, and she had the power to punch a hole and try and go to any other universe, multiverse. But I looked up her name, America, of course, that's the country, but then Chavez, that's Spanish for keys. So I'm like, this girl got the keys to go to anywhere in the universe. And I'm just like, man, that's crazy. But that theme, it's prevalent in all of our biggest movies now.
Damn. Okay, look, you saying that, I think that's...
I saw it. Shit
Hold
was
on,
lit.
let's let the lady go. You got it.
Okay, you saying that, I think that's really important because first things first, a lot of Marvel movies, like, you know, they have a lot of like underlying meanings in it. And also, you know, they say blatantly that they like base a lot of their stuff on stuff that was really happening in America. They just like add like a twist to it, you know, a lot of stuff. But what I initially came on here to talk about was like the like time and how that relates to like all this stuff that we're talking about. Because there's over 60 countries on different days in each country on an annual basis celebrating the independence from Britain. Like averaging to, I'm reading a screenshot. Let me just read it like verbatim. The most common national celebration on Earth is actually a holiday shared by 65 different countries on different days in each country on an annual basis, averaging out to be celebrated somewhere on the planet once every 6 days. The independence from the British, right? So when you think about that, that's already strange. Then when you think about the fact that, you know, Geneva was already in 4th of July before we was in 4th of July, because we all have different time, you know, we all have different time frames. And the times that they always do all of their holidays always match up with like different celestial positions and planets and stuff like that. And Sanchez was talking about the placements with Mars and Venus, because Mars is Aries and Venus is Taurus, which is kind of strange when you think about it, because of, you know, when you think about Venus and Mars, you think about love and war, you know, and I think there's like, you know, a big thing within that where I think they're trying to get, because Aries is a fixed, well, actually, Aries is a cardinal fire sign, and Taurus is a fixed earth sign, right? So it's almost like they're trying to start a new season and then keep the season going. I'm going somewhere with this. It's like they're trying to keep a never-ending thing going. You feel me? And that kind of ties back into the hologram, because they're always celebrating all these holidays during certain times in the sky. And then when you get back into the calendar, what I just said, the fact that the electricity was founded at the same time that they changed the calendars, I don't know. I think all of that is weird, and it ties into, like you was talking about, the keys to America. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to put all this shit in together and condense it. So I just want to know y'all comments on that.
No, I get what you're saying. It's like they got to continue the holidays to reinforce the narrative, and it's like this is a brand new narrative from when electricity was created. So the holidays and the costumes and the rituals we do help kind of reinforce the narrative, but disguising what all this shit really is, like Bro Sanchez has deciphered.
Yeah. And to add to the sister's point, I appreciate everything that you said, sister. You are, yeah. And the reason why I can identify with you and everything that you said is because I grew up Jehovah's Witness as far as what they call the quote unquote truth, meaning that we didn't move nowhere outside of the Bible. So no birthdays, no holidays. So as young, I was like frustrated, like, oh my God. And then when I got older and my psyche was enhanced because I had that foundation, I was able to read deeper into what pagan was and things like that. And yes, and at the end of the day, this is Sanchez channel and this is Flat Power. It comes down to energy, because anytime you put energy in it's perpetuation, it's perpetual. So so you can be blinded and just do what you do. Even the blinded people continue to perpetuate those sacred energies into those vices and those spells that are amongst us even today, like 4th of July. So continue on your path, because if you're pure of heart, it will open up to you, and you will know to do away with that, and to just championship this guys, the like-minded ones, the free thinkers, and yeah, you are, because I was there, I'm with you. You are seeing it happen in real time, and I just wish that it was just more, I just wish that it was more of us, just to make that magnet and that strength that much stronger, to where in this point in time we can start to see change, so to speak, if that makes sense. But
yeah, I get what you're saying, because I always tell people I don't really do holidays because of the energies that each holiday individually, like the expectations and the things you do and the rituals that you take part in, that all plays into energy. And I always feel like it's kind of negative because
it's binding. It's
very binding. Exactly. And everybody has all these expectations, and it just creates, like,
and
sometimes
everybody's
it can be good
disappointed.
for some people, but like for the vast majority of people, it's always a lot of shit. That's why people be dying, like killing themselves during like the winter seasons and shit like that. They don't have no family. They don't have no one to be around. Everybody else is going to go be around their family.
The most depression, suicides happen in the most supposed joyous months. Exactly. It's a false reality.
It's really based around the material and funding and fueling this system that we're talking about.
And that's crazy.
But it's
because when you get
all
older, you're not going to have that many people and have holidays around you. So that's just a natural fact that as you get older and less people around you, there's going to be less shit to celebrate. But by wanting to participate in the holidays and this culture, it's like that's like another built-in mechanism to increase your stress and something else that
Exactly.
you're depressed about.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Even
so
birthdays too.
they get
Oh, go ahead. Go
they
ahead,
got
Sanchez.
they got these flying hotels, right? That's never gonna land that they're gonna be coming out with in the future. So you know how we got cruise ships in the ocean? You can have an AI sky cruise ship using nuclear energy to fly luxury, they said. But I was thinking about this now. This thing never lands. And I was thinking about this is the Hindu Vimana. Like we keep doing the same thing. We keep rebuilding this ancient empire that existed on the earth. We keep on rebuilding it over and over each generation. So if you look at what the Hindu was talking about right here, they was talking about flying cities as well. Right here, see? And I'm about to wrap it up here in a minute. I just put the article up. Let me cook on it a second. I'm about to share the mic. Yeah, so check this out. They talked about Aladdin with the flying carpet, right? You flying in luxury, you know it's gonna be plush carpet on the floor. Like it's literally flying carpet, a flying carpet. You know what I'm saying? So my thing was, if there's a mud flood event on the earth where the fucking sky just opening up, swallowing folks like the Bible said, not the sky, but the ground, right? Think of like the whole world is a bottomless pit. Our whole little flat earth circle, the ground just disappeared for a minute, turned to like liquid. Everybody just sinking and shit like forever. And I'm just talking about how like people talk about the mud flood shit, right? The Bible spoke about that, the ground's opening up, swallowing people up, sinkholes and shit that's going thousands of feet deep right beneath people's feet to where ain't a lot of land to walk on and it's just a huge hole beneath. And then apparently the ground supposed to fucking re-solidify out there. It's turned into like some sort of quicksand sort of shit. But my thing is this. If that's happening on the earth for a long time, then the rich people will just be flying in the sky for, you know, for all that time while shit resetting down there on some apocalyptic Bible type shit. They'll be with Jesus.
Like
right. They'll be with Jesus in the clouds, safe, like it say, like only 144,000 maybe. Like they had a movie like this too. I'm gonna fall back, man. Y'all, who was that? J Mac 21. Y'all want it? Go ahead.
I got you, Sanchez.
That was the movie Elysium, but that's what Jeff Bezos is actually doing. If you look up Jeff Bezos and the Blue Origin Project, just like in the movie Elysium, they called O'Neill colonies, and they like space stations in the sky or whatever, and they're going to be able to design whatever type of habitat from Earth in there, and they like a spinning and artificial gravity. So, you know, it's the same concept as a plane or a city in the sky that never come down.
Yeah, it's like a real soul plane.
It's a repeat. It's
Damn.
a repeat. It's a repeat. Remember the dirigibles back in the 30s and the 20s? They had the dirigibles. Don't ever lose sight of, remember, the monster and the false narrative is the technology. The technology is always going to fail. We had dirigibles. We done did all that, right? At the end of the day is that the difference now is that outside of the Piscean age, the church age, the Christian age, because even in Revelation, it said that ain't nobody going to church no more. People are going to, pretty much Revelation said people are going to become woke. Certain Bibles said that it would be, certain Bibles, certain pastors or certain whatever would read it as a negative. See, I've been inside of it and out of it long enough to show to where It's not a positive or a negative. It's reality. People are
Creflo Dollar
leaving.
just denounced
People are
tithing,
leaving
so
the
that shit happening.
churches. People are leaving the Bible's facts. People are leaving the churches because the Bible told you keep learning, keep dig it like it's for gold, and if you keep digging, your eyes will see. Now this is where technology fucked up. When they put the internet and when that's why we're here on this panel right now, because we done dug so much deeper to where we got, man, Sanchez got the most platinum reaches, but at the end of the day, where we are right now in time, we are just exposing the church and going beyond. They call it the Aquarian Age. If you read Revelations, they said that the churches will be done, right? We're not even there yet because I'm still waiting for the Catholicism. The sister mentioned about holidays in certain countries. Yeah, Great Britain and all that, and all that is within religious reach, majority Catholicism. We're getting there. We're like, if I had to, oh my God, we're seeing it, guys. Okay.
Yeah,
I would say this. When shit really hit the fucking fan, excuse my French, when shit really hit the fucking fan, guess what, guys? I'm 39. I would say I'll be in my, I'm 39. I would say 60s maybe. When it really hit the fan.
So let me say something, guys. Remember the Noah's Ark story? Tim brought it up, right? About this whole skyship shit. Look, Noah survived a great reset in his time, and he had a flying seed bank. Now, if you look at the seed bank that they got, it looked like it can be mounted, portable, transported. It's a cylindrical little building. And it might be in a place where it ain't even gonna be affected by the reset or mud flood. Hypothetically speaking, some do happen, right? But I know one thing, this looked like the Noah's Ark, like he said, right? It looked like the Vimana ship. And if you think about it, the story of Jonah inside of the whale, right? Jonah went in the whale and he came out again, and this would be like the same concept and all that shit right there. But yeah, man, I'm a
especially because they say it never lands. That's like a big tell. That seems contrived.
Yeah, that's
but to Sanchez's point, real quick, guys, to Sanchez's point, I see what Sanchez. I see. Okay, man, imperfect man, sinning man, whatever. Whether it's the energy of the Anunnaki, whether it's the energy of what the Greys or whatever. Yes, they are mimicking the cosmos to their best of their ability. I see CERN, they're mimicking. I told Sanchez Sanchez, you had a live maybe 3 weeks ago. I was the one that was saying nature will always be undefeated. And what I mean by that is that what I meant nature in human form. I'm talking about how we talking right now. We can't, people are going to choose sides. They're going to do whatever. But at the end of the day, the people that we think that we see in power, because supposedly we vote them in. If you're a voter, I was raised Jehovah's Witness. I was never a voter.
Where's okay? Yeah, what's happening here? I'm trying to see where you about to land at, but yeah, go ahead. You got it, man. Go ahead.
I'm gonna land it right now.
You got it.
I'm gonna land it right now. It's just like how the Bible say when Eve ate the apple and people's minds became aware. Okay, people's mind came aware. Oh, they looked in the mirror. They realized they were naked. So what that means is that we're going to continue to test technology, and technology is going to continue to mimic the grand cosmos, the grand all being, but it's false. And all I'm saying is that like minds, powerful thinkers. It's not going to happen.
What's not gonna happen, brother?
Don't laugh at me,
Nah,
Sanchez.
man.
I'm just saying.
I'm just fucking with you, dog. What's not gonna happen? You got it. You got it, brother.
I just have an affinity for.
We having a good
I just
bill.
have
You
an
fine.
affinity for the human being, whether they're confused or whether they're quote unquote woke or not. We are designed so much more better than CERN. Yeah, you didn't graduate third grade. After third grade, you chose to join the gang. It don't matter. When it comes to the human species, while we're on a panel right now, and yeah,
You saying humans are better than CERN. I agree and I disagree. Only thing I'm saying is humans built CERN. So it's kind of like a child of humans, you know.
Well,
what I'm
tomorrow's
saying?
the 5th,
But
and CERN will just be another page to turn and another money grab for taxpayers. I digress.
Well, I don't think the people that create money really need to grab it. That's surface level woke to me. If you think they all about a dollar for real, I've been on another level than that. These folks in power don't care nothing about no money. They care about the power. First you get the money, then you get the power. If I had the power,
All they doing is
can I finish?
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. My apologies.
First you get the money, then you get the power. If you get the power first, you can print the money for the people who don't got the power.
And okay, can I land my plane?
Your shit been up. You been up in the sky like one of these luxury hotels.
No. At the end of the day,
you ain't gonna never land this, but man. Here you go.
At the end of the day,
never lands.
Nature. I'm a part of nature. I'm a part of the great mother. I'm a part of the great mother. I'm a part of nature, and nature will be undefeated. And these fake ass constructionists trying to mimic and carbon copy like the Chinese, a fake Birkin bag or a fake Louis bag ain't the real deal.
What the hell are you talking about? I appreciate it, but you right, bro. Fuck the fake Birkins and the fake Louis, man. We the real deal. I'm with it, bro. Right, it's Gucci. We with it, bro. Hey, salutes to that brother, man. Hey, everybody got put their energy on in the deal. Let's go ahead, man. Let's go ahead.
Nature wins every time. It's undefeated. Nature's undefeated. In the simulation, out of it, the computer simulation, the nature simulation, nature always wins.
Well, I'm nature dead, so I'm never gonna be defeated. Then.
I believe one thing. I believe like this, right? I believe that within nature you have winning and you have losing, and that you have dark age, you have light age. And I think the truth ain't winning right now. I don't think nature necessarily winning right now. But one thing I'll say is this a game that'll never end. So it'll never be a winner or a loser when it come to God and the devil. Just an endless, infinite war that go on forever. And I just want to make sure the pendulum and momentum stay on my team side at all times. That's kind of how I'm looking at this shit. Right now, they kicking our ass. But once we get back hot though, once we go to draining them though, we ain't gonna miss though. That's what it is though.
I'll be a sacrificial lamb to make sure, because that's what my purpose in this paradigm. And that's real.
Yeah, so anybody else want to talk about what we got a couple of topics. We was talking CERN, we was talking me and Tim was kind of debating on CERN. Salutes to him. That's why I had all these up. But that's what's going down tomorrow, man. And we'll see what happens. But other than that, what's else on y'all mind? Who all we got on the call? What up, Zone?
If they're going to turn
But I just
CERN,
wanna-
that gives them special powers. Do you
Okay,
think
you'll
that
go,
they're gonna
Tim.
are they going to be on their A game starting tomorrow? Like, are they going to get really good at screwing us over?
I don't know. I'm kind of like, I ain't gonna go to predicting what I think gonna happen. I'm just buckling up, seeing what's gonna happen, so to speak. I don't know what's gonna happen after this, but yeah, I'm watching.
Well, Sanchez, when you mentioned the other us coming here, or us going there, that kind of stuff, I just wanted to mention the TV show Superman and Lewis. I watched it just because I was in Superman mood one day. And it goes a lot into that stuff with other worlds and blending you and another you together and stuff like that. It's all about other worlds and blending two worlds and two of us together and stuff. Just wanted to mention that, and maybe you can check it out.
Yeah,
you haven't.
that's like a theory of mine as well. Like maybe after tomorrow, one thing that I'm gonna be looking for after tomorrow is a new Mandela effects.
Exactly.
I'm trying to prove something, see if I'm right about something. But if after tomorrow we start seeing like new Mandela effects and shit, I'm gonna start kind of being convinced on some.
Exactly what I'm thinking myself.
Yeah.
But that TV show goes deep into that shit about blending people together from two dimensions and blending the two worlds together and making them one and stuff like that. It's kind of interesting, even though it's pretty sci-fi, you know.
Yeah,
but it's deep.
It's not as sci-fi as you think.
It's just the way they make it in the show is what I mean.
That's facts. But look, let me show you like how I think that will look, right? When a new universe is created, it'll look like meiosis, which is the word Moses, the god Moses, right? Remember Moses was he the one made the fucking people make it to the promised land by splitting the sea. And I think splitting the sea is what CERN gonna do. I think our Earth is a huge holographic cell. And I think that the CERN Hadron Collider is a big laser beam that cut through our Earth, just like we see here, and split it in two. And what'll happen is you'll double it up now, because a cell don't die, it multiply. And what'll happen is we'll have a new Mandela effect, a new version of you will be created. You won't even know it. It'll be a new universe created. They'll split through our and slice it, boom, and now you got another whole universe, and then it'll be about us projecting our consciousness into the new one.
Yeah, the funny thing in the show is they show exactly like you show me here. It's just opposite. They show the two blending into one.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Because when Moses split the sea, this what they was talking about. This is called meiosis right here. A cell dividing, and Earth is a cell. And when Moses broke the 10 Commandments in half, this is what he was doing right here. It was symbolizing this right here. Yeah, this cell splitting is called meiosis or Moses. That's crazy because they saying if they can do, CERN will allow us to be interstellar and basically cross over to the land of milk and honey. Like Moses promised his people, look guys, when I split this water, we can be interstellar. But instead of him saying that, he said we're gonna be in the land of milk and honey, all poetic and shit. But I think they was hiding ancient technology behind this whole religious symbolism.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say people should watch that Superman and Lewis show. There's 2 seasons now. There's a lot of shit in that. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, man.
And it's funny how they show that picture there. They show the exact opposite. Just blending the two together as one is what they do in the show.
Right, we're gonna watch it, brother. You cool. Really like that show, brother? Okay, we're gonna watch it.
It's
brother.
because I've been watching a lot of this way on your channel lately, you know, and then that show pops up with something so close to it.
I'm gonna watch it.
So I had to mention it.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna watch it.
Cool.
All right, yeah. So, yeah, man. Like I said, I think they hide a lot of technology behind a bunch of foolishness, spookism and stuff. Like when you look at stuff like this, right? We always talk about the witch with the green shit glowing in the jar and all that. Now watch this. Science will give you this. This supposed to be a dude who's building the first real time machine. I watched his entire documentary. He's a black guy too. And when I was looking at his little device right here, it gave me the witch vibes. It gave me the whole witch with the green jar, you know, doing the magic and shit, Chronos, trying to achieve time. It also gave me the Superman kryptonite vibes, because we know this shit gonna be harmful to us, stopping our astral travel. This what stop us from flying like Superman, makes him mutate. Look at this shit.
Facts.
But,
Yo,
and,
let me
and,
just
then, and think
go.
about all the rappers, what they say, my slime. And that's what that's it. Think about, don't the word slime sound a lot like Salem, Salem, Winston-Salem, where the witches at? The witches, all of the witches were heavy in Winston-Salem. And Salem is like the Middle Eastern shit, shalom, salam, and salam. Like, no reaching here, guys. No.
Yeah, that's kind of scary. That's kind of scary that she added those two together, because now you got me thinking about, you know, this whole game culture is actually like witch culture in a sense.
Yeah, all of those rappers love to put that big witch hat on. They love that damn witch hat.
And when you see people practicing, when people practicing Yoruba and practicing Santeria, they smoking and drinking, pouring out liquor and putting food out for their ancestors. So all this smoking on the dead and smoking on your ops and all that
yes,
shit. It's like
exactly,
niggas are engaging
man.
in the same rituals without, you know what I'm saying, knowing it.
But this shit right here, crazy. but the real ritual though, think about this, what I'm showing you though. Cause they would get these guys right here, and everybody be like, well, he ain't a gangster. This a black scientist. See what you gonna say about him. That's what I'm showing y'all. You can't say that shit about this dude, but how would I prove to him that he's practicing the same sort of witch type shit? I try to show them like the symbolism associated with what he trying to do, playing God and stuff. And I show him like the same. That's why I'm trying to show you here. We're associating this right here to gangs and shit. Why? Gangs like to control our children. That's what Saturn like to do. That's what the witches was trying to do. Control you with voodoo dolls, all that. This is the hands of the puppet master. See what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. This dude ain't a rapper, but he would be an idol in the world. He'll go around with his little green shit, and everybody think he's so fucking smart with his smoke and his little green lights. And what they don't know, he giving you them witch vibes. Everybody is charmed by this magic and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Think about it. This shit, that's why I said this shit looks like the Tower of Babel. It looks
Sanchez.
like, yeah.
Sanchez, can I cut in real quick? It's tying into this exact thing you showing on the screen right now. I talked about this recently before. Well, not recently. It's been a long time when I talked about it. But there's an Asian game / manga / anime, and it has CERN as an antagonist. They're trying to build a time machine, yada yada yada. But this goes on to say that he's using a phone, right, for the time machine, and CERN was trying to find out how to make human people go through the time machine. And so people would turn into slime. They would turn into green slime and sludge, like green slime and sludge. But that's crazy how you just tied that whole thing in. But that's also something else that I've actually seen before relating to CERN and like the Hadron Collider, all of that. Like, that's crazy that you just tied that in. So that's why I made that sound, because that just blew my mind, because it literally says right here that the person is using a phone, like making like I guess you could send messages into the future or something that it said in the Yahoo News. But that's exactly what the game was talking about too. So that's crazy how they try to make it seem like stuff is, just fiction, but then they try it out in real life.
And then you think about what he's doing. He's making a like a spiral staircase with green laser light. And that's kind of like what's happening at the North Pole. There's a spiral staircase at the North Pole of this green aurora borealis, like the stairway to heaven. And this is what his whole Babel Tower shit is right here. Think of the Matrix, in the movie The Matrix, when Neo saw behind the walls at the green shit, at what the universe really was. He noticed, see, let me show you something. Let me see if I can pull that part up by itself. Neo noticed, right? I'm not walking on the floor. There is no ground. There is no sky. There is just the binary code creating the ground beneath me, and the simulation is loading around me because I'm the computer that's loading the simulation. Like a video game that when Mario run forward, you're going to get more of the board revealed. But if he run backwards, it's a little pop. You're loading it as you go, and where the sun go down on the horizon, that's the end of your world. That ain't gonna be created till you walk down there. The simulation saving space is saving data. So Neo found that out right here when he got up, when he looked what was going on behind reality. And this image here is literally us leaving our simulation as Naginis and seeing this whole, what they call the platform, the stairway to heaven, seeing the binary coding behind reality, because that's all this is in the movie, The Platform. When you see it, they got this same Babel Tower. This is how we're copied on every plane. We're copied in a matrix, like on every plane. This is what he's showing you. That's why I said this dude is a witch, because the damn Celtic people wore this green, the same color green that the leprechaun wear, that the witches glow with, and this was about soul harvesting.
That reminded me of Ghostbusters, Sanchez, because when the ghosts left the slime everywhere, it was leaving green slime everywhere, and they were saying that was a trace that a ghost was nearby.
You know,
or the
why?
Wizard of Oz. The Wizard of Oz had a lot of green.
Because let me show you what reality is. Blood under a black light is green. We really got, if you really want to know what, our blood has some sort of connection to the aurora borealis light, into the coding of the simulation or whatever. Plasma, right? Plasma. But our blood literally glows bright green under that black light, the same green, yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the major.
You can see it through your skin.
Yo, I got a quick question.
Yeah, just hold your arm up. You can see the green veins in your arm. Like, that's the color. So, but yeah, go ahead, bro. I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just talking about.
Yeah, first off, peace to the panel, man. Happy 7th, man. Everybody, I know, this white man's holiday, but I don't know, it's for the kids, whatever. Happy 7th. Anyways, I'm trying to see with this CERN shit, is this like something that's supposed to harness like energy? And if so, like what type of energy? Because there's different kinds of energy. Or is it supposed to bring something out? Is this supposed to be a gateway to bring something out? Or is it supposed to be some shit to harness shit? What y'all think about that? Because I'm not really too familiar with, like, I ain't looked into it to see exactly like what they say it does, but my bad. Go ahead.
All it is, because nature's undefeated, and consciousness is undefeated. All it is a man-made feat to try to copy something or mimic something that the people that are in control and power and money don't even understand.
Reverse engineering, that's what it is, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And if y'all notice though, like, I don't know if y'all watch a lot of TV or not. I know I watch way less TV than I used to, but like if y'all noticing on these series and these movies, it's a common trend. Like it's all like real
Listen.
often it's other dimensions being opened, or like
Listen.
you know, like for instance, Stranger Things, the Upside Down, Westworld with the Sublime and shit.
Well, welcome to
it's like,
Flat Power.
Welcome
to Flat
this.
Power. Welcome to
Hey,
Sanchez channel.
somebody
That's what we talk.
background kind of loud, bro. With the let me say something real quick though. Hey, remember now, Emerald City. Anybody know what Emerald City is? Emerald City is the name of the of Oz, yeah. And we gotta understand what color emerald is. It's this same color. It's this same
tablets.
Right, the emerald tablets. Right. And I think the emerald tablets is these different platforms, the flat earth. I think the emerald tablets is what he's showing us in this experiment right here. The tablets is these planes, each of these floors, these shelves. In other words, the emerald table. A table is a tablet, and the platform showing you this little table set up like, you see what I'm saying?
Like Jade Dragons.
Wizard
Yeah,
character.
I was gonna say it also was a prison. Remember in the TV show Oz back in the day? I think it was on HBO. It was called Emerald City, the prison.
Classic.
And the classic scene has the like the big organs and everything's green and there's fire going everywhere and the big wizard's face like is really huge, but it turns out it's just some guy playing the organ behind the curtains, pulling the levers, and it was all just, you know, obviously magic. But everything in that scene is green, and everybody in the town wears only green. But it's interesting that they had the music and the big special effects and the sound effects that were used to impart emotions onto the characters. And it was the wizard.
See, my bad. I was just gonna say, it seemed like green is like a color that corresponds with like life and growth.
And like this is what they want to alienate, like the green man and all that shit. Like somebody said, green screen. The heart chakra is green.
And from what I've heard,
green is. Go ahead, Tim.
We have cones in our eyes, and green will trigger the second most common type of the cones, like directly. So it has an effect, unlike other light, obviously.
I can only speak for myself. I feel green is a diffusing.
Something.
Yeah,
it is. When you stare at the computer screen too long, they say stare at some trees or some grass to help relax your eyes. So there's a natural mechanism for that color to reset your eyes.
Yeah, I feel the color green is diffusing to me.
Hey, can I say something right quick? I'm an old head. So when I was growing up, like Flintstones, they had that little green Martian fella. And then Nickelodeon had this show. You can't do that on television. If you say, I don't know, they put green slime on your head.
And when I was a kid, I used to love to watch Gumby. And he's a little green
Oh my God. Salute to Gumby.
Eddie Murphy.
And then Flubber too. Y'all remember Flubber?
I take it even further for y'all. Y'all remember Garbage Pail Kids? How the green ooze used to come out the garbage cans? See, y'all ain't on that. That's old right there.
Nah, I remember Garbage Pail Kids, but I'm okay. Who can tell me that green alien name on Flintstones? What was his name?
Kazoo.
Oh.
Yeah,
and he did magic, didn't he? I like
Kazoo. He performed all kinds of, yep, exactly. Yeah.
And they keep telling us like think green and shit like that. Think green, going green.
Yep. Yeah, because
hey,
what's good,
the
heartstrings.
Salute to the pedal.
Hey, we good, bro?
Salute. Hey, y'all, I had a question for y'all though. I was gonna say, it's like green. Is green the only color they can use for green screens, or is that just the color
they got
that
blue.
they chose?
Look, they use green and blue, and when you think about that, them the earth colors, green and blue.
Green screen to fool your eyes.
See, I thought that. Oh, go ahead. I thought they was using green screens because it was an uncommon color to see.
Right. But also to the wizards, like the actors and actresses, they're seeing green their whole time doing the scenes. So to them, they're the wizards. They're seeing green. So it maybe has a special meaning to them. But to us, yeah, they filter that out and replace it.
Hey,
I
you know,
noticed too. Oh, go ahead.
hey, I hate to say this, y'all, but damn, I got to get my ass out of here. But I'm gonna be back though tomorrow. Oh, no, not tomorrow, not the fucking tomorrow. I'm tripping. I don't know
Sanchez
when, but
gonna
I'll
pop
be back.
some fireworks.
But yeah, I'm finna go kick it with the peeps for a minute. Hey, look, I had that emerald up there though, and this is what I just thought about. Like when I looked at this Matrix part. Like if you look at when they said Emerald City in Oz, it's that Matrix code, that copied pattern, like this Emerald show.
Ooh, that box.
Right there, you see how the Matrix shit look just like that.
Prison.
Wow. That
That's
box,
that's the
baby.
prism of light. Yeah. Then let me say one thing before you go, bro.
You got it.
The Most High is covered in emerald. It describes it as emerald in Revelations. Right in rainbow emerald, sitting on a throne, right on a sea of crystal. So literally, all that's like what we're talking about, the Wizard of Oz, Marvel movies, the Emerald City, et cetera, and also one more thing, the ionosphere, according to old school Nat Geo and Discovery Channel, like decades ago, the ionosphere used to be green before it was blue. And so I just think we're going through the levels of RGB. And so each one of these colors sets off a different frequency vibration to us. And the meridians and portals in the earth are like our meridians in acupuncture. And so they're tapping into Mother Earth, which is a collective conscious being. So
And
yeah,
you know what's crazy? When I look at these QR codes, right? Each one of them can be a different Earth. You know how like we got the different platforms stacked up here, like what the dude's showing you there? What if each one of them is like a QR code, right? And you in each one, and your consciousness is what's scanning it, the scanner.
Micro, macro. Universally micro, universally.
So yeah, your consciousness is what's scanning it, right? So what you got is each one of these little black boxes is like the black cube of Saturn, or like what this emerald code is. Like if each emerald is different, it's its own matrix pattern, like this one here. And then each one of these QR codes would be like a digital emerald, if you will, with its own matrix code, like a whole nother universe. And so each one of these represents infinity, because that particular pattern can express itself within itself an infinite amount of times, like this emerald doing, inward and outward. So this like showing us the step pyramid. I don't want to be too long-winded. That's why I had to mute y'all, because I got some people waiting on me and stuff. So I got to get out of here. But I did enjoy y'all, and I appreciate your input and all that. But yeah, I got a jet, man, and we're going to crank it up.
Sanchez about to pop some fireworks. Yeah.
All right, so
I don't know.
Sanchez.
Yeah.
Hey, before you go to, it is a new Mandela effect too. I just want to let you know too.
Oh,
with
damn,
the
yo.
With the goddamn Chick-fil-A shit. Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to do a stream, new Mandela effects post-CERN. After this CERN shit, be on the lookout, and we're going to point them out. Hey, salute to everybody. We're going to see what it means.
It's a blackout, like, in goddamn where I'm at in Atlanta right now. Like, ain't no power.
Damn. Hey, man, we're going to have to connect back. Y'all brothers and sisters, be safe. Peace and love. Peace and love. I see
You know
y'all.
what's also green is a
Don't blow
magic
yourself
loogie.
up, Sanchez, with them fireworks. Don't blow yourself up.
I try not to. Y'all be safe. Hey, peace and much love. Happy 4th of